Once upon a time, in a cozy cave at the edge of the Whispering Woods, lived a little dragon named Spark. He was the sweetest dragon you'd ever meet, but he had one tiny problem. Every night at bedtime, he'd get the hiccups. And these weren't just any hiccups. Each one sent tiny sparks flying from his nose. Poor Spark couldn't get to sleep because every time he'd snuggle into his favorite blanket, a little spark would fly out and leave a tiny singed spot on his beloved blankie. He tried everything he could think of, drinking water upside down, holding his breath, even wiggling his tail, but nothing worked. Word spread through the forest about Spark's bedtime troubles, and soon all the woodland creatures came to help their friend. First came Wise Old Owl, who brought her special collection of bedtime stories. "Perhaps a soothing tale will help," she hooted. But right in the middle of the three little wolves, another spark flew out. Next, Mrs. Bear waddled up with her famous hot cocoa recipe. "This always helps my cubs drift off to dreamland," she said warmly. Spark took tiny sips of the sweet drink. But, the sparks just got bigger and warmer. Sheep came bouncing along and suggested counting his fluffy friends as they jumped over a fallen log. 1 woolly sheep, 2 woolly sheep. But by the time they reached 15, poor Spark had accidentally lit up the log like a campfire. The rabbits tried teaching him their special relaxation hop, and the crickets performed their most peaceful lullaby. Even the fireflies joined in, dancing gentle patterns to help him feel sleepy. But still, those pesky sparks kept coming. Just when Spark was about to give up hope, Tiny Mouse scurried up with the smallest blanket anyone had ever seen. "I made this special for you," she squeaked. "It's woven from dragon-proof flowers that grow by the volcano." Spark carefully wrapped himself in the tiny blanket, which magically grew to fit him perfectly. And you know what? As he felt the soft, warm touch of Mouse's thoughtful gift, something wonderful happened. His hiccups began to slow down, then got quieter, and finally stopped altogether. The little dragon's eyes grew heavy as all his forest friends gathered around, smiling at their now peacefully dozing friend. From that night on, Spark slept soundly in his special blanket, dreaming of all the wonderful friends who had helped him. And sometimes, on special nights, all the forest animals would gather in his cave for bedtime stories, hot cocoa and counting sheep, just for fun. And that's how the littlest mouse solved the biggest dragon's bedtime trouble, proving that sometimes the best solutions come in the smallest packages.